My name is John. I am a junior level designer and I've been with Mindark for 6 years now.
My name is Farhan. I am a senior environment artist and I've been working in Mindark for roughly 1 year. I am responsible of modeling, texturing and lighting.
My name is Robert and I'm the sound designer and musical composer on Entropia universe. And I've been a Mindark employee for 1.5 years.
Sector C1 is the latest level of lab instances in Entropia universe. It is built as a challenge for those who completed A1 and B1, but it's also a continuation and a conclusion of the storyline that we began with the Kalamazooid in the release of 2019. The story begins in Lahore, where the players are tasked with investigating a new sort of amphibian creature down in the swamp. After a while they find these mind chips with information on them, and it leads the player down this like rabbit hole, and they ultimately end up in the lab. All the way from the swamp until the conclusion in C1, we have wanted to promote a more active gameplay, where communication and team play are key elements in order to complete and survive the encounters. But we also want to introduce knowledge sharing between users in Entropia universe, where you can discuss tactics and gear with each other in order to, in a better way, complete the encounters.
Well, the first thing that we have in this level is more complexity, because the game design layout has been more complex than the previous iterations that we did for the other levels. So it has been pretty cool because this time we've got different stages that they are connected between ramps and stairs. So all these elements bring up a brand new level of complexity. And everything, it feels more high definition. You've got the feeling that you are navigating into a high-tech lab. And as well, for this time we had the chance to experiment with really advanced materials. For example, we have been working a lot with parallax occlusion maps, which basically what it does, this shader, basically if you've got like a flat plane and you put a texture on this flat plane, you've got the feeling that the elements of this texture, they are sticking out and still being just a flat plane. We did a very extensive use of this technique, and the results, they are very good. Another thing that I really like from this level is that we had the chance to work with complex glass shaders. And it's pretty cool because if you are behind a glass surface shader, you can see all the objects that they are getting distorted because of the surface properties of the glass. And it's something that our engine is capable to do it really well. And apart from that, our PBR texture system, which is really good because we've got more realistic reflections. We are using high resolution textures, which it makes everything to feel like almost a AAA game.
When it comes to the music, the difference is in A1 and B1, you had a bunch of musical tracks, 4, if I'm not mistaken. In C1, you have 4 music that plays in a playlist just when you run around in the corridors. Then each encounter has a specific written soundtrack to it as well. It's more than doubled the amount of music that you can hear. Also, this time around, I tried to make the music more thematic and more focused. I got a motif that I wrote for A1 and B1. This motif is the theme for the entire lab. So this you will hear inside C1 as well. On top of that, I added more motifs and themes to the characters that's associated with the lab, but specifically C1.
Well, while A1 and B1 is very short, C1 is, for one, much larger. And with C1, we wanted to play a little bit more with verticality, longer corridors, side rooms, and really sell the idea that this is a proper facility for the players to explore.
Warning. Generator integrity at critical condition. All authorized personnel, please proceed to the generator room.
In A1 and B1, we had a robotic voice kind of like an announcer voice. It was a first experimentation on voice acting basically in the game. We wanted to deliver the story in more ways than just by reading texts. So the story was there, but we wanted to present it in a way that's more immersive.
From the beginning then, for what it's worth. I'd had the pistol for years, lying unused in my bureau. I was a terrible shot, so I'd have to get very close.
The storytelling in C1 is pushed forward with the help of audio logs spread across the level. And these audio logs are voice acted. So for the first time, we have voice acting in Entropia universe.
Well, I think that for this C1 level, we were looking for a very chaotic feeling. So C1 level, it represents a lab that it has been desolated and abandoned as well. Well, in a video game, especially in environments, it's very important how you place the elements across the level because they can express lots of feelings. You know, it's called storytelling as well. So through the placement of objects, you can explain feelings, and the player can picture in his mind all what is going on around him. And we wanted to have like dead corpses from the scientist because that would justify even better all the chaotic situation in the lab. If you take a look to the lab as well, generally there is a lot of chaos. So for example, if you take a look to the ceilings, you will see that some panels are almost about to fall down to the ground. We wanted to create this kind of beautiful but at the same time catastrophic layer of damage to everything. We thought that placing their dead corpses, it would be like a really nice touch, you know. And as well, we have put some blood decals in order to justify these dead corpses as well. And I think that the feeling is really authentic.
Because at the first levels, A1 and B1, they had not that many ambient sounds. So I wanted the ambience in the level to reflect the chaos and dismay that's happened inside the level. My focus was to create varied ambient sounds. It's not only the same sound in one corridor, in one room. It actually splits up and changes as you run through the entire level. So there is a vast amount of ambient sounds inside the level. Also, if you listen closely, you will hear Tesla pod screams, you will hear clamatoids moving around in the walls and in the ceiling. I wanted to create a threatening feeling that the player is never safe. There's always something out to get them.